Well, guys, the final direct of the Nintendo Switch era has finally happened, and I gotta say, that was certainly a direct. I mean, for me personally, there wasn't anything that made me like jump out of my seat and lose my mind and go insane, but I do think that there were some pretty nice announcements that were inside of this direct, but it still did feel like, of course, this is kind of the end of the Switch's life, so not anything super insane or anything like that, and that a lot of the big stuff is going to be, of course, in that big Nintendo Switch 2 direct, which is just 6 days away. Alright, so the first thing that we got to see inside of this that was really big was, of course, a new look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And this was, of course, the thing that a lot of people were expecting, and it's nice that we got like kind of more information about this, and it was definitely much more gameplay focused because they really kind of showed what it's going to look like as you're kind of exploring this planet and going throughout the game, and what the gameplay is going to be like, and how Samus is going to be scanning different things and stuff. They also talked about like these new psychic abilities that it seems like Samus is going to have, and how you're going to be able to use those to solve puzzles and defeat enemies and stuff. So it was very much gameplay focused. They didn't really talk too much about like the story and what's exactly going on with Psylux or anything like that, but I gotta say, this game does look visually stunning. Like, Retro Studios is really good at pushing a system to its limits for what it's capable of, but this game running on the Switch 1 just looks visually gorgeous. It looks so nice. I don't know if there's gonna be a Switch 2 version that's gonna run even better, but just this on the current Switch already looks so nice, so that's really good. And the crazy thing is that they didn't give us a release date still for exactly when this game is going to be coming out. And so I feel like there is a possibility that this game could appear again inside of the Switch 2 Direct that's going to be happening in 6 days. And if there is going to be like an enhanced version on Switch 2 or something, they could be kind of talking about that and then maybe giving the release date there. And it could be a surprise that this game is coming out the exact same day as the Switch 2. But either way, the gameplay that we did get to see inside of this and everything was really nice. And yeah, I think this game does look very nice, and I think a lot of people are going to be very excited for it. Now, probably the thing that made me the most excited inside of this Nintendo Direct was another look at Pokemon Legends ZA. So we got to see some more gameplay for what this game is going to be like, and I gotta say, it was pretty nice because we never really know with Pokemon. Sometimes it can show up inside of these Nintendo Directs, sometimes it doesn't, but the fact that the director of the game did kind of quote retweet the Direct yesterday, it did kind of seem a little likely that Pokemon was going to be showing up inside of this, but we mainly just kind of got a little look at more stuff for what's going to be happening in Lumio City. But really, one of the really cool things that we got to see was a new premise at exactly what this game is going to be like, with how the game pretty much drastically changes when it goes from day to night. So in the day, they're talking about like how everything is all peaceful and you can catch Pokemon and everything like that. But basically, once it becomes nighttime, that's when it seems like it just gets kind of really crazy, and there's going to be people that are going to be like always wanting to battle with you, and there's going to be like kind of a tournament that's going to be happening, and you're basically going to be ranking up with the tournament. So that seems like a very cool gameplay loop, because in the day you're basically going to be kind of catching Pokemon and looking around and things like that, and then once it gets to night, there's going to be a ton of trainers everywhere, you're going to be battling and stuff, and they talked about how you're going to be kind of ranking up as you're doing this, and you're starting all the way from the bottom rank, which is Z, and moving all the way up to A, which is a really cool way of looking at it, because now it makes sense why the game is called Pokemon Legends ZA. Like, it's going to be about you moving up from the ranks from Z basically all the way up to A. They talked about how it's gonna like grant you a special wish if you can get all the way up to rank A. I'm assuming maybe that's gonna kind of tie in to what's gonna happen with Zygarde and stuff. So that seems to me like it's gonna be kind of the main gameplay loop of this game. Maybe you're just gonna be doing stuff throughout the day, you're gonna be catching Pokemon, and then at night you're gonna have to go through all of these different tournaments. And so they called it like ZA Royale, which you can see right here. And it seems like it's going to be like a tournament where you're just going to be trying to battle as many people as you can. In the corner, it even says like how many wins you have. So I wonder if it's just going to be all night. You're going to be battling as many trainers as you can, trying to level up and stuff. And you can see here, it shows you the rank for these trainers as well. Yeah, I think for that part, it even showed like you can sneak up on Pokemon from behind and like you can initiate a battle that way. So this seems like it could be really, really interesting. I'm actually very much looking forward to exactly how this is going to work. And if you are going to be ranking up, I do enjoy battling a lot inside of these games, and I think that could be really, really cool. So yeah, I mean, you're going to be moving all the way from rank Z all the way up to rank A. I'm assuming that's how Zygarde's going to tie in and the story and everything. So this does look like it's going to be pretty interesting, and I'm sure there's going to be even more to this that we still don't know about. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. And yeah, I mean, they didn't show us anything new in terms of like brand new Mega Evolutions or anything like that. But overall, just having some more information for Legend ZA was really nice. The crazy thing is they still didn't give us the release date for this game either. Just like with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, it still says late 2025, but I'm guessing it'll be November. Now, honestly, one of the most surprising announcements inside of this Direct wasn't even in terms of like a game announcement itself, but a brand new feature that's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. And so this is what they're calling the virtual game card. So essentially, this is for people who download their games digitally, and it's basically kind of like game sharing now, where you're going to have a virtual game card for any game that you're going to have that you downloaded digitally from the eShop, and then you're going to be able to load it onto kind of a virtual game card that you can then put to another system. But you can also share this now to other people who are in your Nintendo like Switch Online, I think Family Plan or whatever it's called, like where you have different users. So you can basically give somebody a game that you downloaded digitally. And so to me, this basically kind of shows me that Nintendo is really looking to that all digital future, because one of the biggest advantages to having a physical game is that you can share it. Like, that's the biggest reason that I get a game physically on my Nintendo Switch, is because I have a younger brother, he's got a Switch as well, and every time I get a new game and I beat it, like a Zelda game or something, I just give him the cartridge and I'm like, okay, you can play it now on your system, he plays the game, and then we can kind of just share it if somebody else wants it back or something, and it's pretty easy. But now, that was never kind of an option that you had if you downloaded the game digitally, because it was always kind of locked onto your system. But now, if you can share these games with a virtual game card, you can still be able to give somebody a game digitally, which is really, really crazy, because now it seems like there's more incentive to maybe get these games digitally. They even talked about how you're going to have to do this maybe with the Nintendo Switch 2. And if that's the case, you can transfer games over maybe, and maybe they'll get even enhanced on the Switch 2. If there's going to be enhancements, they can get updated with this virtual game card. But either way, you're going to be able to transfer games over from users and stuff. So this is honestly a really big, crazy, like kind of quality of life feature that I think a lot of people will be very happy with, especially if you get your games digitally. If you buy the physical game cartridges, there's not really too much for you in terms of this, but either way, it is nice to see that Nintendo is thinking about this type of stuff. But at the same time, it also does seem like to me that they are really thinking about that all digital future and what it's going to be like if you're going to be downloading games digitally. Now, an announcement that I know a ton of people are going to be very excited for is this brand new Tomodachi Life announcement. I honestly never was able to get into Tomodachi Life. I never got it on the 3DS, but I do see every time there's a Nintendo Direct announced, people have been asking for a new Tomodachi Life for so long. So you guys, you finally got your wish. I am happy for all of you who did want this. Like, you guys, even in my comments, I know so many times people are always just saying new Tomodachi Life, new Tomodachi Life. Seems like there you go. There it is. It's going to be for the Switch 1, but it's just very nice to see that these people are going to be getting what they want. It is coming in 2026, which is a little unfortunate, but yeah, it's just nice to see that there is going to be a brand new Tomodachi Life. People have been asking for so long, and at this point, you're going to be able to play it now on the Switch 2, because it is going to be coming out next year. And finally, the last announcement that was inside of this Nintendo Direct was really surprising, because it wasn't even a game announcement or anything even with like the Mario movie 2 or something that people were thinking about, because we saw Miyamoto, so that's what I thought it was going to be. But apparently it's like a new app that's going to be on your phone that they're calling Nintendo Today, and it's already out, I think, right now. Like, they said it was going to be after the Direct, but it's apparently going to be an app with like a daily calendar, and it's also going to show you like the latest Nintendo news with like the Direct. There's going to be Pikmin comics that you can see here, Animal Crossing stuff. It's very interesting, but to me it seems like Nintendo really kind of wants to become a part of your daily life now. They even mentioned that there's going to be Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, like you're going to be getting Nintendo Switch 2 news inside of this app as well. But it really seems like to me that Nintendo kind of wants to become a part of your daily life. Like, you use this app, this is where you get all of the latest Nintendo news for what's going on. You get like a little calendar, like animation and stuff every day to see like what's going to be happening and stuff. Very interesting, but I guess we'll have to wait and see more to see exactly how useful this is going to be and how it ties in with the Switch 2. But yeah, there you go, guys. Those are pretty much my thoughts on the final Nintendo Direct of the Nintendo Switch 1 era. I wasn't expecting there to be anything super insane inside of this, but there was definitely some surprising things in terms of just like other stuff with like those virtual game cartridges for digital games and just like this new Nintendo Today app and stuff like that. But of course, all the big mind-blowing stuff and the crazy announcements are going to be in the next generation Switch 2 Direct, which is just going to be happening in a few days. So of course, that's going to be very exciting. It is interesting how we didn't get any of the other rumored stuff like the Fire Emblem 4 remake or the Kirby Planet Robobot or anything like that inside of this Direct, but either way, I still think that it was pretty nice. if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about Nintendo, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And comment down below, let me know what you think about all of this as well. What are your thoughts about this Nintendo Direct? Are you happy by it? Are you a little disappointed? What do you think about everything? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at @ActualAero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.